Hello, hello, hi, gigpreneur. What is going on? Welcome. Happy Friday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi. I'm somebody who used to work 14, 16-hour days in an office 6 days a week, often 7 days a week, until my pancreas quit on me and left me unemployable without anything to fall back on. Well, kind of shocked, as I say every night. And now I help folks with a job to start a side gig online and use social media to grow it. If that resonates with you, drop the word me in the comments and I got you. I'll get back with you after this live. And I will get back with you after this live. So don't vanish into thin air. You know what I mean? Stick around. Don't you want a side gig? Anyway, let's go today, Friday. And I figured let's talk about a little love and loneliness and crowdiness and all this goodness. Have you ever been in a crowd but have felt like you don't belong there? You feel lonely. It's not about the number of people that are around you, right? You could be at a huge get together, huge party, or you could be at a casual one, but not feeling it, like still feeling pretty lonely, right? Welcome as you're joining in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. That's always fun. I myself am from Southern California, and it is warm today. It's nice. I like warm. Anyway, so it's not about the number of people that are around you that makes you feel lonely or not. It's really being understood, emotionally heard. If you're emotionally heard, then you're not going to feel alone. Here's what makes you feel alone no matter how many people are around you. It's like you have to explain who you are to people. It's like you got to come with an booklet and hand it out to everybody so that they can recognize you. North Cal, yay! What's up, Carrie? It's like you got to hand out a pamphlet of who you are to start explaining yourself to people who don't understand you. You don't need 100 people around you. You just need somebody who understands your changes. See, somebody who can understand and recognize your mood change, your atmosphere change, your just change in you, and recognize and understand you. That's a level of emotionally understood, emotionally heard that we all look for, right? Somebody who can who can see the change in you before you start explaining it. Somebody who can recognize if you want to be alone, they recognize that. Somebody who recognizes, hey, if it's time to leave, if you're in a party, if you're in a get together, somebody recognizes you, hey, you gotta leave, we leave, right? It's about having that emotional connection, not the number of people around us, right? Most of us, I know me personally, one of my major things is I would love to be understood. Now, I've talked about this before. I am not somebody who's um, easy. I'm not that easy. I can appreciate sometimes I'm not easy, right? Because I'm very clean, I'm very organized. Things have to be a certain way. I get all of that. I'm not easy. However, what I do like to share is it's working the stream. Well, you got a kiosk that sells ice cream. Is that what you want to do, bro? Um, so it's like it's not about threw me off, completely threw me off. It's about having that emotional understanding, right? I know for myself, I know I'm not easy. However, I like to think that I do come with an instruction booklet. I'm very, very open and clear about who I am and how I am, and how I do things, and my routines and my weird quirky stuff. Um, I'm very, very open to that. I usually don't leave things to a surprise, right? And I think anyone would appreciate that. Now, to deal with it, or to run with it, or to negotiate with it, or to work with it, that's a whole different life. But still, it's nice to be able to understand somebody before they even start explaining. And that only happens if you really are interested in somebody and you really get to know them, not on the surface like most people do, right? Because how many times have you asked somebody, I'll throw it at you, how many times have you been asked, how are you? And you say, I'm fine, right? Now, how many times do you ask somebody, how are you? And you really want to know how they are? Most people like that surface level, right? They ask you how you are just to carry a conversation, not really to sit there and give you time and their ears and their heart and soul, mind, right? Sean, what a great spelling too, Sean. What's up, man? Let's go. We're the best. So it's not easy, right? But at the same time, you you want that, right? That's the reason why in a crowd you can feel completely alone and lonely, but you can be with one person and feel like the world is at your fingertips, if you would. Thank you for all the loves. I appreciate you, right? So it's about being emotionally heard, emotionally understood, not physically crowded by 100 folks, right? So I ask you to pay more attention to, if you have an interest in people, in a person, then start getting to know them more, right? Get to know the inside of them. Get to understand them, emotionally understand them, and at the same time, um, be somebody who is open to be emotionally understood, because that's a big thing. A lot of people can be there for other folks, but when it comes to themselves, they have all the walls up and they're not open. So it has to be a two-way, right? It has to work both ways. So with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. I appreciate you. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below, no matter what platform: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. No matter where it is, I always go back and read my comments and respond. If you're not following me, come on already. Let's go. Follow me. I'll tell you all day how awesome I am. And I'll follow you back no matter what platform. And I go with Side Gig Sean. With that, I am Sean Azimi. I'm somebody who worked 14, 16-hour days in an office, 6 days a week, often 7 days a week, until my pancreas quit on me left me unemployable without a plan B, without anything to fall back on. Now I help folks with a job to start a side gig online and grow it using social media. If that resonates with you, drop the word me in the comments. I'll get back with you after this live. With that, I am signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again.